The Mariners were a terrible franchise, truly despicable. They'd been around since 1977, and they hadn't made the playoffs once. They had just finished dead last in attendance. Ownership needed to replace the old decrepit stadium, but the city wouldn't fund any of it. Other cities like Tampa Bay would have loved to fund a stadium, so it was clear, unless something drastic happened, the Mariners were leaving Seattle. The players knew they had to win to keep the team in Seattle, so when this ball was hit in a tie game, Griffey went all out.
Swinging, it's a fly ball, right center feeling deep. On the run, Diaz and Griffey. Griffey up against the wall, jumps up, and he makes the catch.
Since this has been shown millions of times. It's Griffey's signature catch. At the time, it likely saved multiple runs, but Griffey was hurt. He broke his wrist and would miss 73 games. And during those 73 games, the Mariners were mediocre. Without Griffey, they went under 500 and were 13 games back in August. During this time, the city of Seattle voted no on approving funding for a new stadium, essentially a nail in the coffin for the team staying in Seattle. But when Griffey returned, things changed. With Griffey, the team this year was amazing, 42-39. When they returned, they got hot, going 27-16, tied the division, and entered a one-game playoff where they beat the Angels, got in the playoffs by one game, then upset the Yankees in a legendary 5-game series. The excitement over this late season comeback and playoff run in Seattle was so crazy, the city changed their mind, and after the season approved funding for a new stadium, keeping baseball in Seattle for the foreseeable future. A direct result of making the playoffs, which they did by one game. You could argue if Griffey doesn't go for this ball, lets it drop, and doesn't miss 73 games, they make the playoffs easily with Griffey in the lineup. You could also argue that if they lose this random game to the Orioles in May, they have one less win, and at the end of the year, they miss the playoffs by one game. Meaning, because of this insane grab to keep the Orioles scoreless, their record was just good enough to get to a one-game playoff, win that one-game playoff, beat the Yankees, and save the entire franchise. Because of this one catch.